Will Byers has powers theory. I'm gonna make a huge compilation from different theories on social media. I took this information from Twitter, TikTok and Tumblr posts, adding a lot of my own ideas too. Now, let's start skipping all of the information we already know, like the Upside Down has always existed. Every person with superpowers has a connection with the Upside Down. 11 Cent Henry II. The Upside Down in 1979. We're going directly to the main topic of this theory. Will Byers has powers. Why? First, we come back to the day it all started. November 6, 1983. Will was leaving the Wheelers' house after losing the D&D campaign. Will told Mike the Demogorgon got him. Here is where we see the lights twinkle for the first time. That means that there was already something or someone hearing Mike and Will from the Upside Down. Then, Will and Dustin go in separate ways and Will bikes home alone. Here is where he saw this strange being in the middle of the streets. He got scared and fell off his bike. A clock sound can be heard. The strange figure is not a Demogorgon. It's not an upside-down animal either. It is Vecna himself. We know this because of its body shape and his disproportioned hands. Was it Vecna who heard Will and followed him from Mike's house? Probably. It's been confirmed that there's a specific reason why Vecna was looking for Will in the first place. Will wasn't even bleeding. And blood was what attracted the upside-down creatures. Will ran away and arrived home, but Vecna kept following him. That's where we find our second clue. The house's door opened with telekinesis. Will runs to the tools room, and that's where he gets caught by Vecna, who suddenly took him from there, but we never got to see how. We just saw the lights getting shinier and shinier until Will disappeared. After Will goes missing, the party finds Elle in the woods and she shows Mike that she could recognize Will in a picture. She knew he was in the Upside Down. She can't even reach Will and listen to him using a walkie-talkie.
Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now?
Will now is in another dimension. It is just like Hawkins, but it's dark and cold. How is it possible that it's the exact copy of Hawkins? Well, many people say that Will may have created an exact copy of Hawkins when he arrived at the Upside Down because he was in a high-stress situation and his powers showed up for the first time. This part of the theory suggests that Will may have the power to create /shape/manifest things. This could be the reason why Vecna targeted Will? This could be the reason why the Upside Down is frozen in time on the day Will went missing. Remember that, in Season 4, when the older teens were trapped in the Upside Down, Nancy wanted to find some weapons from her room expecting those would be there, but they weren't because they didn't even exist yet. The Upside Down was frozen in the past. Let's remember that Will has been paralleled to Vecna multiple times. They are both described as sensitive kids, who feel different and rejected by society. They're both artistic too. Elle is also a sensitive girl, who feels different and rejected by society. Will and Elle are literally the definition of different people, same font. It would not be surprising if Will had powers and mental abilities like them. Besides, remember he's the cleric, a wizard, of the group and Elle is the mage. Will has been called the cleric even before meeting Elle trapped in the Upside Down. Will tries to find some way to escape, to get back home. As he realizes he's not at home, he tries to contact Joyce. He's hiding in his house, in the Upside Down, and can use the phone to call to his real house in Hawkins? Yes, there's electricity in the Upside Down, but how is he able to call his own phone? That call creates so much energy that the telephone suddenly explodes. Joyce now knows that Will is alive. Will knows she knows, and tries to find new ways to get her attention. Calling again is not enough because the energy will always make the phone explode. Besides, he is hiding, so he cannot talk or make any noise. So, he needs to find another way. That's when he starts to turn the stereos on and to use the lights. We know that when there are light sources in Hawkins, you can manipulate them from the upside down with the particles. But there were so many light signals that were just impossible for Will to do in a physical way. They were so fast and unreachable for him to do that in a normal way. How was he able to do that? Or guiding Joyce through the house when he was hiding in the cupboard? Will couldn't even reach his lights, he was not that tall yet. When Joyce tries to contact him using the Christmas lights, she says blink 1 if the answer is yes, twice if it's no. We've been shown in comics that Will did not touch the lights, he literally blinked his eyes. Besides, How could he tell Joyce to run using the alphabet in the wall if he was still hiding? And in a desperate moment, he's able to actually open a portal? Or creating a mental illusion of a portal. He could enter Joyce's mind? He can create visual illusions just like Kali, number 8, or he can open his own gates. So, Will, being trapped in the upside down, under desperation and stress, realized he got powers and learned how to use them, at least to keep contact with Joyce and survive the upside down. Days later, when the group almost saved Will, Elle looked for him in the upside down to know where he was hiding, then she found him in Castle Byers. Will could perfectly see, listen, and touch her. She was not just a vision for him. He was not sensing her. She was there for him. He could perfectly touch her. We've been shown in the next seasons that, when Elle is trying to find someone in the dark, those people may barely sense something, but nothing else than that. Even Vecna, having the same powers as Elle, could not touch or listen to her. He could just sense and see her for a few seconds in Season 3. When Joyce and Hopper found Will, Vecna had already taken him to another place, Hawkins' library, in the Upside Down. He was connected to tentacles, barely alive, just like Vecna used to do in Season 4 to retrieve his energy. Vecna knew Elle found Will. So he was ready to maybe use Will for his plan. He was being protected by the tentacles in the library. This detail is important and interesting, because, when Vecna opens the 4 gates at the ending of Season 4, they all collide there. In Hawkins' library. May he be hiding there now? A month after Will was saved, we can see that he pukes a slug that becomes a Demogorgon in Season 2. He also could move between dimensions. It was something he could not control, but he could see them both. Then it is on Season 2 where we know that Will can feel when Vecna is close to him. It didn't start in Season 3, but Will got so afraid by that feeling that he was vulnerable enough for Henry or Vecna to get into his mind and take him to the Upside Down by possessing him. During his possessions, Will could see the Mind Flayer trying to get to him. Which is curious, because the Mind Flayer existed even before Will was taken to the Upside Down in Season 1, but we got to see him from Season 2. When Will finally stopped running away from the Mind Flayer, he gets totally possessed by it, becoming Vecna's spy. Now they were totally connected because Will was part of a creature from the Upside Down. But maybe this possession was not only to get a benefit from Will, having a spy to conquer Hawkins, but it was also a way to stop Will from developing his powers. Now Will could see and feel everything Vecna could, because he was a part of the hive mind. He had the true sight. So, now he could see something he called now memories, and those memories are Vecna spying on people in real time?
Old memories in the back of my head, only they're not my memories. I mean, I don't think they're old memories at all. They're now memories happening all at once now.
Can you describe these now memories?
The true sight allowed Will to go through the Upside Down tunnels without even being there, and he could also know who was in there. Yeah, Will could take some advantage here, but Vecna was still using him for his own benefit. He didn't kill Will in the Upside Down because he knew Will would be his weapon later. He doesn't want to kill Will. He needs Will. He wants to end everything and everyone, but not Will. The amount of energy and power running through Will's brain was damaging him. He was supposed to die if things continued being that way. Once the Mind Flayer is out of Will's body, Will loses his true sight ability and there's no signs of brain damage. In Season 3, we are shown that Will can still feel when Vecna is close, just like in Season 2. But he cannot move between dimensions anymore. This may be because of 2 reasons. The first one is that Vecna placed a soteria in Will's neck in Season 1 while he was trapped in the Upside Down, controlling and containing him. That's why he couldn't manipulate energy in Season 2 anymore. And that's also why he was so easily targeted by Vecna to be possessed in that season. This could also be the reason why Will does not talk about his experiences at the Upside Down, and why Elle was the one being chased by Vecna in Season 3. The second reason is that maybe Will buried and forgot the memories because of his trauma after being hospitalized. Just like Elle when she lost her memories after being in a coma, Will was most likely to get goosebumps and feel Vecna at those moments where his emotions were stronger than usual. He was being sensitive. Will describes this feeling like something he can't control. In this season we don't get almost any clue about Will's situation, because he is being controlled, suppressed. So, Elle was now the main target. Season 4, we can see Will struggling with himself. His emotions are now strong again and he is vulnerable. Nothing happens because he's too far from Hawkins. But, when he meets Elle again in the desert, we can see that he perfectly recognizes Brenner. Personally, I don't think Will was a lab kid because of his abilities. But Will's name was really important for them. When he got lost in Season 1, the lab investigated a lot to make sure he was trapped in the Upside Down. When they confirmed it, they didn't look for Will because they thought he was already dead. So, instead, they created a perfect fake body and made up a fake death for Will to cover up everything about the Upside Down. Because, how could Will even survive there? But Will may recognize Brenner because of his connection to Henry. He knows what he feels and thinks. He can remember everything. And then, when the group finally arrives at Hawkins again, we know that Will can feel Henry again. He can remember everything. He knows he's hurting and he knows how angry he is. And this is gonna be Season 5's main topic. We're going to know everything about this. And Will may be the missing piece to finally defeat Vecna. Let's remember what Jamie Bauer hinted. Will's character is crucial. But how is it? Vecna and Will didn't even interact this season. He may be able to control the Mind Flayer. He may be able to kill Vecna. We don't know what exactly Will is going to do. But what we know is that he is going to be the most important piece for this battle. Another reference is that when Dustin rolled the dice while playing D&D in S4E1, he got an 11. It was not enough to defeat Vecna. Elle's powers are not enough.